I open my eyes and the room is bright. Sunlight sneaking through the curtain line. Toss the blanket, sit up on the bed. Something tells me it's a gentle day ahead. Barefoot on the wooden floor I go. Fill the kettle, let the water flow. Coffee rising, filling up the air. A quiet start beyond compare. Before the world begins to wake, this silence is mine to take. Morning's coming over the river. Mist is rising soft and slow. Light is falling through the branches. I can hear the day begin to grow. Morning's coming over the river, gently, oh so gently. A cardigan and out the door I step. The air is cool and sweet upon my breath. Dewdrops sitting on the riverside. My sneakers damp but I don't mind the ride. I stop and lean against the railing there. The sky reflected on the water's prayer. Pink branches reaching for the stream below. Bowing softly in the morning glow. A breeze comes through, the petals sway. I'd watch them dance all day. Morning's coming over the river. Petals drifting with the tide. Leaning on the bridge and breathing. How can the world be this quiet inside? Morning's coming over the river, gently, oh so gently. Morning's here. Yesterday's worries float downstream. Today I'll walk where flowers gleam. Wherever my footsteps want to lead. Following the blossoms like a dream. Morning's coming over the river. A cafe light beyond the haze. I'll start my day right over there. No need to rush, no need to race. Morning's coming over the river, gently, oh so gently. Gently, morning over the river. I walked with nothing on my mind. Just let my footsteps lead the way. Through alleys past the crossing sign. Toward the river's gentle sway. I stepped onto the wooden bridge and felt the breeze begin to change. Can I just stop right at this ridge and stand here, nothing to arrange? The world just slowed a little down. I wish this moment stayed around. I stopped right here upon the bridge, my hands upon the railing set. I watched the river flow beneath and held no single thought or fret. I stopped right here upon the bridge, and everything felt right. The trees in bloom on either side, their pink reflecting on the stream. Each time the breeze would open wide, the petals walked like in a dream. A bicycle went riding past, with flowers sticking from a bag. I thought of going somewhere fast, but no, right here I'd rather drag. If time would only softly creep, I'd melt into this scene so deep. I stopped right here upon the bridge, a cafe lit across the way. Should I walk over, take a seat, or maybe here is where I'll stay? I stopped right here upon the bridge, and everything felt right. Just a moment more. Sometimes standing still takes more courage than moving on. My hands upon this railing here are holding me where I belong. I stopped right here upon the bridge, looked down and found me in the stream. A smile I didn't know I wore. Right here I learned a simple thing: today's a day worth holding dear, and everything felt right. Stopped here. This feels right. La la la, la la la. Walking down the riverside, the trees are leaning toward the stream, not from weight upon their frame, but blooms too many for a dream. When the tips just touch the flow, a circle ripples wide and slow. I wonder if it reaches far. I stood and watched the water glow. It seems like nothing makes a sound, but listen close, it comes around. Branches touching the water's face, so soft, That's the first song of my day. I close my eyes upon a bench. The water whispers through the breeze. A little bird lands on a branch, and petals tumble through the trees. The river catches everyone and carries them along the way. It's not a sad goodbye at all, more like a journey, I would say. I don't know where this river leads, but I would follow where it feeds. Branches touching the water's face, small ripples spreading into light. The morning sun breaks on the rings and sparkles dancing warm and bright. Branches touching the water's face. That's the first song of my day. La, la, la. Can you hear it? This sound. Sometimes the smallest sound you find becomes the biggest peace of mind. Today feels like that kind of day. The river speaking soft and kind. Branches touching the water's face. I dip my fingers in the stream. Cold water flowing through my hands, carrying spring like a gentle dream. Branches touching the water's face. That's the first song of my day. La la la, la la la. Branches touch the water's face. Spring says hello. The river's turned to pink today. Just yesterday it was plain and gray. Overnight the blossoms came and painted everything their name. Leaning on the railing low, I see the sky in petals show. A little fish goes swimming by, the pink reflections wave and sigh. Is this a dream or is it spring? I cannot tell them apart this morning. The pink river flows along, carrying petals one by one. Where it starts and where it goes, nobody knows beneath the sun. The pink river flows along. Drift where it has gone. I sat down on the riverbank, took my shoes off, felt than I thought, like cream. A petal floated past my feet, a tickle gentle, light and sweet. Is it the river teasing me, or spring just playing make-believe? Close my eyes and it gets clear, the sound of spring is drawing near. The pink river flows along, beneath the bridge it disappears. But look again and petals new keep coming down throughout the years. The pink river flows along, I wanna drift where it has gone. Pink, pink river. If this river meets the sea, would the ocean turn to pink? Such a silly thought to have, but it made me smile and think. The pink river flows along, and so does this one simple day. Walking through the pretty things is quite enough along the way. The pink river flows along, I wanna drift where it has gone. Pink river flows along, drifting together. Do 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 do. Push the cafe door and step inside. The coffee scent says hello first. Through the glass I see the riverside, a terrace seat, the best in this universe. I don't need to check the menu board, same thing every time, vanilla latte warm. Actually wait, let me switch the chord. Today I'll take it iced, a different form. The blossoms opened overnight, a change of mood feels just right. Waiting for my first latte, chin on my hand, leaning in, watching the river flow away. What a lovely day to begin, waiting for my first latte. Today is looking great. Before the buzzer calls my name, this idle time is mine to keep. Drawing stars on a napkin frame, watching people on the street. Two grandmas walking side by side, a puppy chasing petals down. A kid is hanging on the rail, mom laughing in a floral gown. An ordinary scene outside, yet somehow beautiful and wide. Waiting for my first latte, tapping a spoon to match the beat. Sunlight breaking on the stream, petals dancing on the street. Waiting for my first latte. Today is looking great. Do 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 do. Almost ready. The buzzer rang, it's finally here. My latte warm and sweet and near. The first sip tastes the way that spring would taste this time of year. Waiting for my first latte. The waiting was the better part. Doing nothing, needing nothing. That's the riverside cafes art waiting for my first latte. Today is looking great. Lattes here waiting for my first latte. The cafe's full of morning guests. The window seats are taken fast. So I went further down the deck, the corner spot, the very last. But turns out this one's even better. The river's closer than you think. A cherry branch hangs overhead like shade that's painted rose and pink. The seat nobody wanted here turns out to be the best frontier. I sat down at the edge of the terrace, the river almost at my hand. A breeze comes through and petals land right by my coffee, soft and grand. I sat down at the edge of the terrace. I think this seat was made for me. A couple at the table near is posing for a photo frame. Across the way a laptop glows, but I just watch the river's game. Sometimes a boat goes drifting by, its ripples reach the terrace floor. The splashing underneath my feet becomes my soundtrack, nothing more. There's nothing special happening, yet everything just feels like spring. I sat down at the edge of the terrace, a heart drawn on my latte top. Someone's guitar across the way mixes with the river, never stops. I sat down at the edge of the terrace. I think this seat was made for me. La la la, this is the spot. People line up for the view, the window seat, the center stage. But sometimes at the very edge you find the best seat of the age. I sat down at the edge of the terrace. The sun is climbing slow and warm, a beam of light across my face. I close my eyes and feel the charm. I sat down at the edge of the terrace. I think this seat was made for me. La la la. At the edge of the terrace, my seat. A petal fell in my coffee. A heart was drawn atop my latte art before I even took a sip. A breeze came through and dropped a petal right on the heart, a perfect fit. I reached to pick it out, but paused. It looked too pretty there to move. A single pink upon the cream, like painted art you can't improve. Too beautiful to drink just yet. A photo first I won't forget. A petal fell in my coffee. I wonder, should I take it out? I drank it all together though, and spring was all that it was about. A petal fell in my coffee. Today's tiniest little gift. A second petal came along. This time it landed on the plate. The third one settled on my knee. A fourth between the guitar's gate. I think that spring is trying to speak. Keep sending petals as its word. I catch them all with open palms. The sweetest message ever heard. The lightest letter in the world. A pink note spring has gently hurled. A petal fell in my coffee. I placed it gently on my spoon. So thin, so small, so barely there, yet beautiful beyond the moon. A petal fell in my coffee. Today's tiniest little gift. It's fine if coffee turns cold. I wanna hold this moment near. A latte topped with cherry bloom is not on any menu here. A petal fell in my coffee. One sip and spring bloom from within. A warmth that spread inside my chest. A rosy glow beneath my skin. A petal fell in my coffee. Today's tiniest little gift. Tastes like spring, a petal fell in my coffee. Laughter floats across the stream. I don't know who it belongs to, but they sound happy as a dream. The giggles cross the water through. I set my latte on the side and lean into the sound they make. Are they children, friends, or more? It doesn't matter for my sake. Laughter has this funny way. It makes you smile without delay. Laughter from across the river, riding on the springtime air. I don't know a single name, but still their joy is mine to share. Laughter from across the river, the sweetest sound I've heard today. I'm sitting here alone this side, but loneliness is nowhere near. A cup of coffee, petals wide, and laughter ringing crystal clear. Too This morning, underneath my sheets, I wonder, should I go or stay? The forecast said the clouds would come, but when I looked, the sky was May. I tied my shoes and stepped outside. The air was different, spring was real. My feet picked up a faster pace toward the river. I could feel sometimes a single step outside can change the world from side to side. I'm so glad I came here. I didn't know the blooms were this bright, didn't know the river sparkled so, didn't know that coffee tastes this right. I'm so glad I came here. Proud of myself for stepping out. Sitting on the terrace looking round, everyone wears the same face. Eyes a little brighter now, smiles that nothing could replace. A man who brought his little dog, a mother pushing through the lane, an old man reading all alone, all sharing spring's one sweet refrain. I nearly missed this perfect day, nearly stayed in bed to waste away. I'm so glad I came here. Didn't know the breeze could feel this soft, didn't know that petals weigh so light, didn't know a day could be enough. I'm so glad I came here. Proud of myself for stepping out. So glad, so glad. I'll come again tomorrow too. The day after I'll be here still until the blossoms say goodbye. And even then I know I will. This place just feels like home. I'm so glad I came here. This moment right now is the best. An afternoon of doing nothing, sitting by the river, fully blessed. I'm so glad I came here. I'll be back again, I promise. Glad I came here. See you tomorrow. La 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 la, la 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 la. I wondered where to spend the day and walked until I found this place, following the river's bend where blooms were at their fullest grace. The moment that I stepped inside, the coffee and the blossoms mixed, a river flowing through the glass, the greatest seat that could exist. I never knew a place like this. I never knew an afternoon like this. Sitting in the riverside cafe, I take my guitar, strum a string, petals drifting past the window pane. The sky reflected everything. This song becomes the scenery, the riverside cafe in spring. Today's the most beautiful day I've seen. A breeze comes through the terrace wide. Instead of sheets the petals fly. They are my music score today. I play wherever winds decide. The grandma at the table near, she closed her eyes and leaned in close. A child across the river waved. I played with everything I chose. No concert hall could ever beat this terrace stage beneath the trees. Sitting in the riverside cafe, the melody flows with the stream. A phrase that crosses over the bridge, a chord that shakes the blossom's dream. This song becomes the scenery, the riverside cafe in spring. Today's the most beautiful day I've seen. Riverside Cafe. Someday I'll leave this little place. Someday I'll leave this riverside. But when I close my eyes, I'll see the petals flowing with the tide. A guitar blending with the wind. This afternoon forever mine. Sitting in the riverside cafe, let me play just one more song. The sunlight shifts, but I won't move. I'm not quite ready to move on. This song becomes the scenery, the riverside cafe in spring. Today's the most beautiful day I've seen. Riverside Blossom Cafe. Beautiful day. My phone buzzed on the table edge. You sent a photo just like that. I'm here right now was all you said. A river underneath the chat. I zoomed in on the tiny screen. The petals floating on the flow. Your shadow in the water there. A little smile you didn't know. We're far apart from here to there, but one photo makes you feel near. The river in your photo looks a lot like mine from where I sit. Beneath the same wide open sky, the same spring season, perfect fit. The river in your photo, we're looking at the same spring. Took a photo back to send. I'm here right now, I wrote the same. The terrace latte, petal close, a little mirror of your frame. You answer with a single heart, a sunflower or cherry bloom. I laughed and didn't need much more. This chat was plenty for the room. No need for words to understand. When spring comes, we just hold the same hand. The river in your photo shines, reflected in my coffee glass. I wonder if the same breeze blows, the same petals float and river in your photo. We're looking at the same spring. Same spring. Next time let's share the same cafe, looking at the same slow stream. 2 coffees on the table set. I'll show you this instead of screens. How beautiful this river is. The river in your photo flows right here before my eyes today. A river stands between us two, but spring has built a bridge our way. The river in your photo. We're looking at the same spring. The river in your photo. Same spring. The sunlight started getting warm, so I moved looking for some shade. Beneath the cherry tree out front, a bench was waiting, gently laid. Through leaves the light came filtering down, drawing dots across my face. The breeze would shift the patterns round, a shadow movie in this place. I never knew that shade could be this beautiful a thing to see. Under the blossom shade I sit, and time has gently come to rest. Look up and find a sky of pink. Look down, a carpet pink at best. Under the blossom shade I sit. I'm living right inside the bloom. I brought my coffee, took my seat. The tree became my canopy. If rain should come, it's petal rain, so getting wet would feel like glee. An ant is walking on a pedal, sailing on a tiny boat. I wish I could climb on this shade and drift to somewhere still remote. Beneath this tree might be the most comfortable seat from coast to coast. Under the blossom shade I sit, guitar upon my lap I place. I strum and let the tree ring out, as if the wood joins in the grace. Under the blossom shade I sit. I'm living right inside the bloom. Inside the bloom. if this tree stands, I'll come and find this bench again and sit beneath the same old shade and feel this spring once more. And then under the blossom shade I sit, I close my eyes, a petal falls, one on my lashes, one on my nose, the gentlest gifts from blossom walls. Under the blossom shade I sit, I'm living right inside the bloom. Inside the bloom, inside the bloom. River flows without a rush. It never hurries, never tries. It knows exactly where it goes. That's why it doesn't compromise. The clouds move gently overhead, not pushed by wind but going with. They share the same direction, see? That's how they drift beyond the myth. Living fast is not the only way to live it well throughout the day. Things that flow slowly end up going farther still. The river reaches for the sea. The clouds cross over every hill. Things that flow slowly, that's the most beautiful speed of all. A petal falls without a rush, as if defying gravity. It dances gently through the air and lands upon the stream with ease. And time today moves just as slow, no need to check a single clock. Sitting here and watching flow, the ticking fades into the rock. This pace is right for me, it seems. The world is fast, but I'll keep slow. Things that flow slowly give my heart a place to rest. Just flow the way the river does. Just land the way the petals nest. Things that flow slowly, that's the most beautiful speed of all. Maybe I'm one of those things that flows a little slow as well. Not wanting to become the stream, but wanting to live like it can tell, without the rush, yet reaching the ocean all the same. Things that flow slowly are today's gentle teachers here. What the river taught me well, It's okay to not be fast. That's the most beautiful speed of all. Things that flow slowly, beautiful speed. I look down at the empty cup. The heart from earlier is gone. Just a brown ring at the bottom now, sitting quiet all alone. Should I leave or should I stay? I check the time, it's barely 3. The sun is still up high enough. One more cup won't disagree. One cup was not enough, it seems. I wanna soak in this some more. I ordered a second coffee, ice this time around. Skip the syrup, keep it simple. Like this afternoon, settle down. I ordered a second coffee. I'm not quite ready yet to leave. The ice cubes clink inside the glass, a rhythm I don't wanna stop. I leave the straw aside to hear each tiny cold and crispy pop. The river's sound and ice combine, they blend in ways I can't explain. Two rhythms meeting side by side, and afternoons on soft refrain. The reason that I'm staying put is nothing special, nothing grand. I ordered a second coffee, same seat and same view as before, yet somehow everything looks different. The light has shifted just a score. I ordered a second coffee. I'm not quite ready yet to leave. Just one more. Sometimes sitting in one spot is the biggest trip you'll take. The scenery keeps on moving, even when I'm on a break. I ordered a second coffee, a third one isn't off the table. If this cafe had no closing time, I'd stay here all through spring if able. I ordered a second coffee. I'm not quite ready yet to leave. Ordered a second coffee, still right here. Sitting on the terrace here, a breeze comes through from time to time. Passes over my coffee cup and takes a bit of scent in line. My hair keeps tickling my face. The menu pages flip and turn. A napkin tries to fly away, I hold it down without concern. I wonder where this wind has been, a breeze that crossed the river's skin. River breeze afternoon, the wind that touches my cheek is warm. It carries spring upon its back, the scent of blooms and water's charm. River breeze afternoon, this breeze alone is quite enough. When the wind picks up, the petals fly, they land upon the table face. When it comes, the quiet returns, the river flowing in its place. I strum my guitar to the wind, when it stops, I stop as well. When it blows, I play again, a rhythm only breeze can tell. This wind might be the one who leads, the conductor of my melody. River breeze afternoon, close my eyes and I'm on the stream. An invisible hand across my hair, telling me to stay and dream. River breeze afternoon, this breeze alone is quite enough. The wind is here. Where does the wind go after this? Along the river to the sea. Maybe this song rides on its back and reaches someone far from me. River breeze afternoon, I won't move from this very seat. Even if the wind could carry me, it'd bring me right back to this street. River breeze afternoon, this breeze alone is quite enough. River breeze afternoon, quite enough. Guitar across my lap I place, no special song is on my mind. Just letting fingers walk the strings, like taking steps of any kind. Like someone strolling down a lane, no hurry and no rush at all. From this chord over to the next, like footsteps slow and casual. It's less of playing, more like walking, walking hand in hand with song. I play like I was on a stroll, no destination, no sheet read. When fingers pause, I take a little kid beside me turned and stared with wonder in their eyes. I smiled and they smiled right back and pointed at the strings with pride. A grandma stopped along the way, said, "That's lovely," with a nod, then wandered back along her path. That one word was my encore's rod. No need for stages big and grand if it reaches just one hand. I played like I was on a stroll. The river humming was my track. The birds became my backing choir. The wind conducted front to back. I played like I was on a stroll. That's the way I love it most. Walking, playing. Someday when I walk this river road, this melody will come around. The chords my fingers memorize, the rhythm that my footsteps found. I played like I was on a stroll. The sun is low, the shadows long, but I'll play one more before I go. The river's still singing along. I played like I was on a stroll. That's the way I love it most. Played like a stroll today. Just one more. I leaned upon the railing low and found me floating down below. A slightly shaking version there, a gently rippled me to stare. When wind comes through, I start to sway. When ripples spread, I fade away. But when the breeze decides to rest, I come back sharp, my clearest self. The me reflected down below looks softer, more transparent though. Face in the water, floating by among the petals, drifting near. Between the sky, the trees, and me, the borders seem to disappear. Face in the water, today I'm looking pretty fine. A little fish swam through my face, a tickle from another place, as if it asked me, "How's your day?" From underneath the river's lace, I reached my hand to touch the stream. My face broke into pieces wide, but just a moment it came back and smiled more brightly from inside. Things that scatter, things that mend, I love the way they find their blend. Face in the water, looking up, a cloud goes by, a shadow falls. But when the cloud moves on its way, the sunshine answers back and calls. Face in the water, the truest me I've seen. Without the noise the world can bring, a quieter version, soft and clean, only found upon the water. Facing the water, smiling back, a face that spent the day just right. The worries washed away in waves, just smiling, left in evening light. Facing the water, today I'm looking pretty fine. The sun begins to lean away. The river changes what it wears, from afternoon's soft blushing pink to amber evening's golden airs. Then a single light appeared, a paper lantern by the stream, a round and warm and gentle glow that swayed inside the twilight stream. When one light turns on, another follows right along. A lantern lit up by the river, then 2 and 3 and 4 in line, strung along the river bank like stars that fell from clouds to shine. A lantern lit up by the river, a signal that the evening's here. Inside the cafe, lights have changed, the sun replaced by amber glow. Each pendant light that wakes up warm makes everything feel soft and slow. The lantern's mirror in the glass, a tiny light inside my cup. I wrap both hands around the rim and feel the warmth come rising up. The day was lovely as it was, but this hour has its own applause. A lantern lit up by the river, its light stretched long across the flow. When gold is painted over pink, the river turns to gems below. A lantern lit up by the river, the signal that the evening's here. The light is on. Who turns these lanterns on each night? Someone who watches the riverside, lighting up the path each dusk, seeing strollers home with pride. A lantern lit up by the river, it's time to head on back, I know. But one more cup, a more sky turns tangerine, the river becomes a looking glass. The clouds, the trees, the bridge above, all painted on the water's brass. The same view I saw at noon, but now the light has changed its name. The very same river underneath, yet a completely different frame. The shortest hour of the day, with the most beautiful display. Light on the river at dusk, where gold and pink together blend. The most expensive painting made could never match this river's end. Light on the river at dusk, for this one moment I am rich. The cherry blossoms catch the glow and turn from pink to gold instead, like golden dust upon the breeze, a treasure scattered overhead. The sunset enters through the glass, the table turns to amber warm. A sky inside my coffee cup, I drink the sunset in its form. This light arrives most every day, but every day a different way. Light on the river at dusk, the lanterns mix into the gleam. The river dances with two lights from nature's glow and human dream. Light on the river at dusk, for this one moment I am rich. I am rich. I try to capture this in photos, but cameras can't hold this shade. So let me keep it in my eyes and in my heart, where colors stay. Light on the river at dusk, tomorrow it won't be the same. That's why today is precious still. That's why this moment has its name. Light on the river at dusk, for this one moment I am rich. Light on the river at dusk, precious light. Putting my guitar away, I look back at the river once, so different from the morning now, as if the day had made it dance. Same water but a different light, same tree but shadows rearranged. Everything this river showed throughout the day, so beautifully changed. I know it's time to leave this place, but just a little more of grace. I'll remember this river, morning mist and afternoon sun, the evening breeze and sunset glow, and this very moment everyone a souvenir of today's embrace. Walking out through the cafe door, I turned around to take one look. The river and the lanterns there, reflected in the glass like a book. Not goodbye, but see you soon. That's the kind of word I'll croon. I'll remember this river, the sound of water, scent of brew, the ripple when a pedal touched the grandma's lovely passing through. I'll remember this river with a promise to return. I'll remember. When the seasons come and go, this river will remain right here, green in summer, gold in fall, and silent through the winter clear. But when the spring returns again, the pink will paint its banks once more. I'll remember this river until the pedal in my pocket dries. And even then, when it has faded, I'll close my eyes and visualize a day of pink upon the flow. I'll remember this river. I'll be back, I promise so. I'll remember this river. Coming back. Petals gather on the river, hundreds, thousands on the flow. This morning they were on the branches, now the water takes them low. Should I feel sad about it all? No, I don't think that's the way. From tree to river, river to sea, they're simply traveling today. Falling isn't where things end, it's where another journey can begin. Petals drift away, it's fine. There's nothing sad about the fall. Wherever the river takes them next, they'll find new beauty after all. Petals drift away, it's fine. That's why spring means even more. This day is drifting too, I know. The morning mist has come and gone. The afternoon sun started to lean, and now this moment carries on. I won't try to hold it still. The things that flow deserve the view. It's better watching than to grasp, a lovelier way to say it's through. Letting go is hard because it means it mattered all it was. Petals drift away, it's fine. They bloom again when spring returns. This river cafe, this very seat will turn to pink when sunlight burns. Petals drift away, it's fine. even more. It's fun. It's fine. The pedal in my pocket here will dry and weigh almost like air, but the weight of this one day will never lighten anywhere. A day spent by the riverside, lighter than a pedal's flight, yet deeper than the river's tide. Pedals drift away, it's fine, and I can drift along as well, slowly like the river flows, softly like the petals fell. Someday I'll return right here. Petals drift away, it's fine, with good music always. It's fine. Petals drift away, with good music.